this is Jessie V. So I have a story for you guys today. I love story time. Story time with V. That could be interpreted very differently. So this story that I'm going to tell you happened back in, I think, 2012. So I was in grade 12, 18 years old. So I was dating this guy that my mom did not approve of. You know, she was always like, if I see you with him, if I catch you with him, you're grounded for life. But you know, being the rebellious teenager that I was, I did not listen. What she said went through one ear and out the other. So I planned to see this guy. It was a nice hot summer day and I called him up and I was like, listen, we should go for a nice walk together. So we met up somewhere in my neighborhood and we went for a nice walk. We found this nice kind of roundabout section in the neighborhood that there was like no houses around. There was this like really nice forest behind us. And so we sat down on the curb on the roundabout because we wanted to talk, we wanted to catch up, you know, spend some time together. So we're sitting there having a great time and I lean on his shoulder and we're just talking. So we're enjoying this time together and all of a sudden we see this woman come out of her house and I'm not even over exaggerating. She was in like a floral print nightgown with curlers in her hair, no makeup on. She looked like the scariest thing you've ever seen. And like she like runs out of her house all angry and she's like, hey! Hey! And she's like pointing at us, screaming. And like I turned to the guy I was with and I was like, is she talking to us? And she was like, yes, you! Yes, I'm talking to you! And we're like, what the hell? And it's so funny because like the curlers in her hair are like shaking around and like she's almost tripping over her nightgown. So she's like on the edge of her driveway. And the thing is, we're not even near her house. We're not even sitting on anybody's property. We're literally, it's like the edge of the neighborhood or in front of a forest, just sitting, not bothering anybody. So we're looking at this woman like we have no idea what we have done wrong. We have absolutely no idea. And it's weird because it's like she doesn't want to leave the end of her driveway. It's like she's scared to approach us. So she's like flailing her arms yelling at us. But she's not saying anything understandable yet. It's still just, hey you! You! Yes you! And we're like, okay, get to the point. Like, why are you yelling at us? And so finally she goes, do you see that there's kids around? Do you see the kids around? And like, we look around and there's like no children. Like we're like, no. And she's like, do you think I'm playing with you right now? Do you think this is a joke? And so finally I'm like, what is going on? What is going on? And she goes, what you're doing right now is illegal. You can't just sit on a curb and make out. You cannot just do that in front of the neighborhood. And literally, we had not even touched lips. We were sitting there talking. I had put my head against his shoulder, so maybe from far away it looked like we were kissing. But even so, we're in a part of a neighborhood that we're not even around. There's no one outside. There's nothing. This is my neighborhood, okay? I have not done anything wrong. So then all of a sudden, like, I see her husband kind of approach. He's like mowing the lawn, you know? Took out the hose, started like watering the flowers. And she turns to him and she's like, Harold, call the police. Call the police on them. And Harold's like, why? And she's like, because they cannot sit on the curb. They cannot sit on the curb. And Harold's like, honey, I think you need to go inside and relax because I don't see anything wrong here, honey. I don't know what's wrong. I felt this was the weirdest thing I have ever experienced because this woman was actually acting psycho. And I don't take that word lightly, okay? I don't use that word unless I need to. And she was psycho. She was off the roof psycho. It was just the weirdest scene because it was like the guy I was seeing and I were just sitting on a curb together, far away from anything, you know? Just talking, just enjoying each other's company, okay? And then there's this woman across the street, curlers in her hair, a nightgown she was tripping over, just screaming her head off, threatening to call the cops. So I turned to the guy and I'm like, maybe we should just leave, you know? Because I can't enjoy your company while she's, you know, screaming her head off over there. And he was like, you know what, that's probably a good idea. So we stand up, and the minute we stand up to leave, she's like, so you're gonna run now? You're gonna run from the cops? Is that what's gonna happen right now? And like, poor Harold, I don't know how, the poor guy, he must have to deal with this like all the time. He's just staring at her. He's literally dropped the hose from his hands to watch his wife go batshit crazy. So we just start walking like kind of out of the street that she's on because we're losing it. And right before we turn the corner, she goes, "I have called the cops. You better watch out because they're gonna find you." And I'm getting really nervous right now because I'm thinking, my mom has no idea I'm out with this guy. If the cops get called on me and I get caught with him, my mom will know that all day we've been together, okay? Even though it was the most innocent thing in the world. I don't even... So anyway, we're walking back to my house and we decided to take the long way home so we could spend a bit more time together just walking back to my house before, you know, he drops me off and he leaves. So we're walking thinking that we've completely like just lost this woman, we're not going to see her anymore. And all of a sudden we see her driving up in her van, okay? She's like following us in her car, still screaming her head off. It's like, I don't even, like she's rolled down her window now. And she's screaming, okay? She's like, "You think you can run? You think you can run?" I don't get how she was so offended by us sitting in the neighborhood together. She must just assume that when she sees two teenagers together, that they're doing something illegal, that they're making out. I mean, she acted like we were having sex on the curb. Let me tell you, I have never gone past that street again. And it's been like 4 years, and I have never gone past that street. So anyway, what ended up happening was we kind of lost her because we started running, right? And she can't, there's only so far she can follow us on the street. We went through like different grassy areas and she couldn't find us anymore. And yeah, I went back to my house and my mom, like when I walked to the door, she's like, "Why are you panting? Like, why do you look so scared?" And I was like, "Well, Mom, there was this dog that was just chasing me down the street." And she was like, "Really? There was a dog?" And I was like, "Yeah, Mom, like a crazy dog, like crazy, just like barking at me while I was just doing nothing wrong, and it just decided to chase after me." And she was like, "Okay, Jess, okay." Anyway, to make this story have a happy ending, I am still with that guy today actually. He's my boyfriend and we've been together for like almost 4 years, and my mom approves of him now because, you know, we've all sorted out our differences and he's a part of the family. He's loved by all my relatives and I mean, it's great. And my mom still to this day does not know this story, so if she watches this, I'm sorry, Mom. This is just a lesson to all you young people. Listen to your parents, okay? Because what happened to me was clearly karma. I mean, I'm not saying there's gonna be some crazy woman watching your every move, but still, parents care about you, okay? Don't go all rebellious thinking you're so cool. Anyways, take this as a lesson, okay? Don't be stupid like I was. Even though I wasn't technically doing anything wrong in the neighborhood, I did disobey my parents, which resulted in a crazy woman chasing me, you know? Doesn't happen every day. Happened to me. Anyways, if you have a crazy story like this one, please put it in the comments. Always good to hear other stories like mine. If you guys like story time with V, you know, if you like hearing about some crazy stuff that's happened to me, please put a like on this video and let me know, because I have no problem just talking about things that have happened in my life. I actually enjoy it. But if you'd like to hear other things, just let me know. I will take requests. Anyways, have a good day, guys. Bye.